Hey everybody, Frank here, Godzilla Island from Amazer Squad, back with another review for the Giant Kokju. This time this is issue number 2. Before I get into the plot of this, I'm just going to give a little basic review. So issue 1, this giant monster, giant kaiju, the Kokju, that the citizens of San Francisco have decided to call it, showed up, started destroying the city. It was pretty much kind of said that it was, or presumed that it was out for revenge on the damage that it's done to the ocean, that people have done to the ocean, the pollution, etc. And this monster's just going around San Francisco, not necessarily completely destroying the city, but he is having sex with a lot of buildings and is destroying them in that manner. It's also crapping all over the place. Its crap is killing people. From its crap, from its feces, other monsters are being born. It's kind of mentioned in this issue that it's presumed that its feces is the monster's way of reproducing, even though it's walking around having sex with everything. Overall, it's a pretty good series, loaded with absolutely really good art. I kind of feel like it's a shame that it's only going to be 3 issues, because I feel like the story just doesn't have like a ton to it. Like, literally this comic series so far really seems like it's about a kaiju just walking around San Francisco having sex with buildings and just like messing things up. And there's some jokes here and there. We have this scientist, Frank, who seems to be the guy with all the answers to how to defeat this kaiju and send it back to the ocean or kill it. But we'll get into that more. But overall, I think it's a pretty good series. If you haven't picked it up yet, I think it's a little late to get into it now. I mean, it's only 3 issues, so you can pick up all 3 if you want, but I'm hoping there will be a trade paperback. If you really don't need to rush to get this and you have a backlog, I would wait for the trade paperback. If not, it's only 3 issues. Finding them shouldn't be that difficult. Issue 2's out now. Issue 3 will be out later this month. So let's get into the story here. So it starts off with a recap of what had happened in the previous thing. Monsters going around the city having sex with the city. Still happening. Alright, yeah, I forgot about that part. The opening here has some full frontal nudity. Female. Full frontal. So I'm going to skip that so I don't get banned here on YouTube. And we kind of skip back to our scientist, Frank, that's been taken by the governmentish agency people to help solve the kaiju issues. And I kind of discussed earlier how people still refuse to evacuate the city because Americans are stubborn and they want to prove that they could soldier any circumstance. And then we cut to the couple thing. And we also, during that other section there that I don't want to show you guys, it also discussed that the kaiju, the Kokju, is giving off pheromones. It's causing people to have uncontrollable urges. So it pretty much is causing more people in the streets just having sex with each other. And like I said, so we cut back to Frank, and then we see his wife is evacuating the city. And he tells his wife that the military pretty much wants him to suit up and that she should really get out of the city with the kids. And so she packs up the house and is like, we got to go right now with the kids. And then it cuts to this scene. Pretty cool art and everything. We still see kaiju having sex with the buildings. It's pretty much banter between these 2 fighter jet pilots. They scramble these fighter jet pilots to attack the kaiju. And the whole dialogue is pretty much one of the guys, his name is Italian Ice, but he's not even Italian, he's Irish, and they're pretty much arguing that it's cultural appropriation because he's not Italian to be using that as his flight name. I guess he could have just justified it saying he's a Top Gun fan, but he didn't. So they shoot rockets at the kaiju, and he throws shit filled with more monsters and people at the planes. The planes crash, and then it cuts back to Frank's wife getting in the car. Some lady runs up to her and she's like, "Can you help me? I forgot my cell phone in the restaurant." And she's like, "All right, screw you, lady." She gets in a car. The lady and a cop get attacked by the feces monsters from the Kokju, and she takes off driving. We don't see her. Frank finally shows up at the headquarters, HEADQUARTERS. It's literally an acronym for Headquarters, Extreme Advanced Defense Quartermaster's Ultimate Armory Rugged Terrain Environmental Response Squadron. It's a mouthful. But the whole joke is it looks like a penis. And we get a couple penis jokes here on this page. She's saying, "I thought this space had its a firm grip on the building's budget, and everything was choked out." The commander says, "Nope, it's filled with plenty of seamen and army and marines as well." And then in comes the scientist Frank old partner Shigeru, who we find out is the one that kind of put Frank on the path that he's on. Frank, last issue, we saw him in a bar drinking. Although he's still speaking to his wife, it sounds like she's leaving him, divorcing him. And it turns out Shigeru kind of needed a fall man, and he threw Frank under the bus, causing him to lose his job and get discredited. But in his absence, Shigeru has worked on Frank's project, which is a giant robot. I do not believe we get the name of it, but pretty much Frank argues with the military during this segment here, saying, "I want $1 million for me, my wife, my kids." So $4 million, and they're like, "You're arguing money while the people in the country is at risk from this monster?" And he's like, "Yes." He's like, "Because I might not be coming back with this, and I don't trust you guys to not screw me over again." So they agree to the terms. He suits up, goes down the elevator, and they're like, "All right, wait for the protocol and start up before you do anything, because it's things have changed and there's some residential area built around us, and so let us open the bay doors before you do anything." So Frank gets in, suits up, but disregards that order and accidentally bursts through the mountain, taking out a couple of houses, and that's where it ends, saying, "Get ready for the happy ending next issue." Overall, like I said, I really enjoy the art of the book. I really wish there was just a little more story, character development. I mean, we're already heading towards the final battle. Image put out Ultra Mega a few years back. It was an absolutely fantastic series done by James Harren. But it was a mini, quote-unquote, mini series. But those issues were extremely long. This is just like your standard comic book length, 20 issues. When I heard 3 books for the series, I was thinking, all right, maybe there'll be 3 larger comics. Cool. But they're 3 standard sizes, I'm assuming. Unless issue 3 is going to be a special long issue. I don't know. But I like the series. I feel like I said, I just wish there was more story to it. It's very simple but fun, awesome art. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching.